From what we know from Steam, the new Doom game might just be from hell. Hashtag Doom from hell. But is all the criticism justified? Seriously, this beta has worse reviews than Duke Nukem Forever. So let's take a look at the gameplay. So first of all, if you've been living under a rock, you would still know about the granddaddy of first-person shooters, Doom. And now in 2016 comes Doom again, but in its fourth title in the series? Yeah. Anyways, in this game, you have loadouts where you can equip a primary and secondary weapons and a piece of gear. My loadout included a sniper rifle with double-air shotgun and a teleporter, which you use to get behind people quickly and shoot them in the back. There are temporary power-ups, some that increase damage and speed, and another that turns you
into a freaking demon,
which is pretty cool. Health seems to be non-regenerative. So yeah, that's cool, like old school games. You have to pick up armor and health to get it back. You can melee people, and depending on their health, you could do different moves, or where you target them. The beta had 2 modes, standard vanilla TDM, and a moving target King of the Hill, which is probably the best mode on this beta. There was at least 2 maps, but I couldn't really tell. I actually had to look back at the footage to be able to be like, was there 2 maps? I'm not really sure. Both maps had a red color palette. One was a foundry looking place, and one was a more hellish looking landscape, a lot of rocks and stuff, but I really wasn't able to tell the difference because I don't know, they looked very similar. Just replace metal with rock pretty much. So you might be wondering what I think about the game as well. Well, I never really played OG Doom multiplayers. I don't know what people are talking about when they say it doesn't feel like Doom, but what I do know is that from other games that I played, like Quake and Unreal Tournament, this feels a lot like that. This game is a little bit faster than, you know, your Call of Duties and Halos in your movement sense. And also you have less health than I would say in Quake and Unreal Tournament. It seems like you lasted a little bit longer in those games. Some weapons seem to be like double-barrel shotgun. If you run up into someone in the face, you could one-shot them, which is kind of interesting. Many people are complaining about that this is a consoleization of a first-person shooter with the inclusion of loadouts, which okay. I mean, yeah, it kind of is, but I do wonder what kind of options you're gonna have in custom games in the snap map modes, because that might be able to remedy those problems. But anyways, loadouts in of itself, I think that it makes the game easier to pick up and play because you know what guns you're gonna use. A lot of people will argue that actually not having loadouts, but I mean, you can't really customize your guns. It's not like Call of Duty where you get scopes and stuff like that, but you just unlock new weapons, which is, it's kind of interesting. I mean, you were able to unlock this arc laser lightning gun, yeah, and it electrocuted people, I guess. But yeah, but okay, so if you haven't gotten it already, yes, I do like the gameplay that I see, but I believe it's not really representative of the single player gameplay. I really do think that the single player is gonna be fine. It's going to be just like old school Doom. I don't know if it means that the level design or the actual gameplay of the single player, it's gonna be reminiscent, but you know, sometimes if you make the same game again, just newer, it doesn't really work out because of X, Y, or Z. I don't know. There are reports that they're gonna do some kind of demo of the single player beta, whatnot. The maps do seem a little bit uninspired, which begs the question of whether the snap map feature for user generated content will be varied enough to fill in any gaps. I really believe that all this hate on this game is kind of unjustified, but that's just me. But hey, you know, what do I know? I'm just a sponge.